And that was a team that came in very efficient on faceoff, very efficient offensively. So to shut them down for the most part this weekend, what were your main takeaways from that?
Well, I thought it was good. Obviously, anytime we can win games and continue to learn off it, I think is important. What's the saying go? Like on Saturday, I don't think we played a great game. I think we've all attested to that. Friday, I thought we played some really good hockey. But I think an ugly win is much better than a pretty loss. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those where we'll take it, we'll learn. We weren't at our best. And again, when I say that, we got to give credit to them. Like they played a really good game. They played hard. They played heavy. They played fast. As advertised on all the video we watch, off them. So I don't think there's much of a difference between the two teams. We found our way to score a couple power play goals there. One at the end of the second by Tyler Hodson on Saturday night, and then obviously Quinn Emerson scoring late. So it was good. I thought we battled, we competed. Some areas we got to clean up, but I think that's going to happen each weekend. We got to clean up some areas.
Was there a couple moments from, say, like Friday's second period, which was excellent, and Saturday's second period, which was not good, that you wish you could just put in a split screen and be like, this is what we're supposed to be doing, guys. This is what we're not supposed to be doing.
We should probably just do that, hey? Yeah. You should come in and run it. The video session would be great. You'd be like, here's good, here's not so good, right? But that'd be the right thing to do. Just start the clock and let you pick what side you want to watch, But it's so true, right? Like it was. But that's what's great about sports. You watch any team out there, pro sports, college sports. You can have a weekend where everything goes right, and then the next weekend where what just happened, kind of moment. And on those moments, you just really hope that you can still find a way to get the points and get the win. And that's what I was really happy with our group. A lot of positives out of that, that we can continue to build on. And since we said from day one, our mindset hasn't changed. It's about building. We have to continue to build. We want to peak at the right time. We want to continue. We have lots in our game we still got to get better at. There's a lot of things we're doing very well right now. So, we need to stay dialed in here this week, and had a really good practice today, a good skate on Monday, and we got to keep building for a team coming in Friday with Northern Michigan. That's never an easy club to play against, often, and we're gonna have to be sharp.
And you had a nice split between the goaltenders, of course, so close to a shutout for Palmer on Friday. Saturday, Jacob, I think in spots really had to hang in there and made some saves when you really needed him to this weekend. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, tough one for Palms. Under 5 minutes, you're really hoping, you want to get that for him right off it. And both of them playing well, both playing, really confident. They're both giving us a chance to win hockey games. You ask goalies, every once in a while, a goalie has to win you some. You hear that all the time, right? Like a goalie has to win you a game. And that's when you got a good club, and depth out there. And then there's other times where they got to keep you in games. And what I find right now with their goalies is they've won us games, they've kept us in games, and that's what's most important. They're making the saves they're supposed to make and mixing in some that are probably meant to be in the back of the net, and that gives you a chance, and that allows their group in front of them to play with a lot of confidence, a lot more swagger to the game. So it's been good. We're real happy with them.
Did you feel like your group had to make notable adjustments from the power play Friday, where you guys were not quite able to capitalize on one, and then Saturday, of course, had two huge power play goals? Did you see adjustments and improvement between those two nights?
Yeah, some good and some bad. Obviously scoring the two on Saturday was nice. We needed them. It's about getting timely goals, right? Too off it. I don't think our power play has been crisp on the weekend. I didn't like our entries, although we scored an entry goal with Tyler Hodson, on that backhand there, short side, and then we scored in the 2-3 look there with a nice play from Minville up to Quinn, off it. But it's not, power play's tough. Teams are penalty killing better, bigger, stronger. They're getting good pre-scouts. Goaltending's better, so it does become a premium. I think our power play overall has done well, in the CCHA right now, and our penalty kill. And as I said this morning on the radio show with Clint there, it's that you have to have special teams that are good to advance. Too much 5-on-5 hockey, it's hard to score. It's a premium. You know, like everyone defends well, everyone's inside the dots. You know, like if you think about how many 5-on-5 goals were scored versus power play and the amount of minutes played on power play versus 5-on-5, you know, the percentages are way higher in the power play of efficiency of scoring goals. But, you know, it's good. You know, special teams needs to be strong. We need to feel good about it. But again, we need to continue to build on it. And it was good timing for a power play to come through.
Coach Quinn currently leads the team in points with 16. He's currently on a 7-game point streak. What have you seen out of him so far, both during this streak and then over the season as a whole?
Well, I think if one thing you get with Quinn, and I kind of said it kind of in the pre-scout of Princeton, is you get what's advertised. When he plays his game, he's really good. You know, he's obviously meshing and playing well right now with Dominic Ryman and Noah Morneau, right? So they're finding some rhythm there together. And the one thing is he'll get for some puck touches. He'll be physical. He scores all around the net, and that's where goal scorers go. And it's great to see him being rewarded for his hard work. And like I said, I think at the end of the day, we've only seen a bit of a tip of the iceberg. He's going to have to continue for our group to be successful, keep playing, you know, at that. Not that level of hockey, but not from a point production. It's all the stuff he does without the puck that's so valuable. The penalty kill, his leadership on the bench, his physicality, his line changes. Everything's been great. So, you know, we're really excited to see the year he's having. And I know for him, you know, he wants to finish strong this first half and build on to the second half.
Mentioning the first half, after this weekend against Northern Michigan, you guys go on the CCHA winter break. What do you expect to see out of your team as this last weekend of the first half of the season?
I expect us to be better than we were last weekend. You know, we keep saying we got to keep building, you know, off it and have really good leadership. Had a great discussion with our leadership group on Monday morning. They were all bought in. Their job was to have, you know, the players bought in, the team bought in, you know, and what I need them to be is I need them to be in practice every day right now this week. A lot of distractions coming towards the end of the semester. You start to get exams next week. You know, people start thinking of home. You know, there's a lot that, you know, that's going through their mind. But as I tell them, I need you in practice for an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. I don't need you at practice. You got to be in, head nodding, engaged. And then when that's done, all right, you can flip off the light switch, go over to Ben, get a workout in, be in workout for 45 minutes, and then take it off. So basically, at the end of the day, these players need to be competitive, supportive, all bought in from now till 10 o'clock on Saturday night, and then they can turn the switch off for 3 weeks or however long we got off.
Mentioning building, it feels like this team has built momentum and built chemistry throughout this first half, and then you go over a long break. How do you keep that momentum coming back after the break ends?
Yeah. Well, nice thing is you get some guys get healthy, you get a restart. You know, and the challenge will be for us is coming back. How do we start better than what we started the season? Come back with an exhibition game against the development team, right? We started an exhibition game against Robert Morris, right? And that didn't go very well for us, right? So it's an opportunity to see our growth and our maturity is really what we're looking for. Is, you know, and the one thing is our guys, they go home like December 17th or 18th, so they'll be here for an extra 10 days. We'll keep them working out in shape. We can't let them go home for 3 weeks. Nothing good will happen from that, so we got to keep them here a bit.
And then, Coach, really building on growth and talking about all that, just it seemed like the breakout in the offense specifically grew a lot this weekend from St. Thomas. So just kind of how did that happen, and then what did you notice?
Yeah, just probably more execution, I think. You know, it's been there. We work on it a lot. Like we were saying, it's a premium to score 5-on-5. So what we want to try to do is play a game, a structure. You got to let them have their individual skill set inside the structure to take over. But we also want to have structure so we can play with predictability. If you can play with predictability, then you can play with pace, right? A lot of teams go out there and don't really have, to me, like we have to know when pucks are in certain areas, what are our outlets. So if we get to that area, I know where I can go with that puck, knowing that my line mate's going to be there. So now that allows us to play with predictability, follow that by pace, and now we can get their D zone out of sorts, right? What teams want to do now is swarm in one corner, right? Everyone's a swarm D zone. So we got to get it out of there and try to get more man-on-man situations. And the way you alleviate that is you got to alleviate pressure from that area, but you also have to have your routes and your personnel in the right place to do that.
And then, Coach, the defense still was as physical as ever this weekend. So just kind of what led to that, even with all the guys out of the lineup and having to make adjustments?
Yeah, there's no option for physicality with us. We got to play hard. We got to play heavy. We want to take away time and space. We want to make it uncomfortable for teams to want to get inside the dots. We want to make it punishing on the walls. We want to play that brand of hockey off it. And our guys do a good job. Some of them we ask, we also know some guys can't play the same way. You know what I mean? Off it. There's, I'll just use Breck McKinley plays different than a Gustav Sternberg. But one thing Breck will do is, he was up against a couple of their big guys, is he's a competitor. He can keep him to the outside. He can use his stick, use his feet to his advantage. And then when he can get to a point where he can seal a guy, that's his physicality. More than a guy, say, like Gustav, who's going to, want to hit the guy to the third row. There's a different play there off it. But both of them are just as competitive. So it's been good. I like the way our D been playing.
And then what were you most impressed on this weekend with Tyler Hotson's performance?
Yeah, it's continued to grow. One thing with Tyler is he's got to, he's got the skills, he's got the stick. He can make plays, he can finish. My role with him is he wants to be a pro hockey player. So we're continuing to work on his play without the game. And what I saw last week, even meeting with him, was his ability and willingness to want to learn those aspects of the game. And I always say to him, for him to be successful, we need him on the ice. And one way to be on the ice more is your play without the puck gets you more. But when he has the puck and his creativity, when he wants to go, when he's mad, there's shifts when he gets mad, he's really good, and he's really physical. I just got to find out how to get him mad all the time. At least 16 minutes of the game, I guess. I don't know how many minutes he plays, but he's been a real good addition. And, a player that competes hard and, he knows when to have fun and laugh and joke. And so he's been really good, and we need him to continue to build off this past weekend.